Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, May 2nd, 2013. Let's take a look at these markets. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you'll see here is that the futures are trading higher this morning by about 8 points. A decent pop this morning after yesterday's pretty robust sell-off. The S&P 500 finished down about 15 points yesterday, but it is capturing a bid this morning. You can see markets have really rallied up ever since 5 o'clock in the morning. Pretty good little pop there. It looks like the ECB, European Central Bank, did cut rates today. That could be having a little bit of a positive effect. More money printing in essence, or lower rates across the board there. So that's one thing that you have to watch for. We'll take a look at the euro today, and you'll see that the euro is actually holding up pretty well in despite the sell-off or despite the rate cut, I should say. So actually the euro is holding up pretty well. It's ticking up a little bit, and there goes the euro. So it's trading right just above that 132 level. Normally when someone cuts interest rates, that means there's going to be more easy money and the currency would deflate. In this case, the currency is inflating because it's thinking that there'll be more economic growth in Europe. But again, it's a quarter-point rate cut from 75 basis points down to a half a point. I don't really think it's going to make all that much of a difference, but it is what it is. In any case, that is what happened this morning. Looks like all of the European economic data that was released, manufacturing PMIs that were released earlier, were pretty much all negative. Germany, most important country in the Eurozone, their PMI slipped to 48.1 in the month of March, in the month of April. Last month, I believe, was 49. So anything below 50 is contraction. And you can see Germany continues to slide. And that's really the most important stock index in the European Union. Today, you do have the German DAX trading up about 0.4%. Most of Europe is kind of flat. The Spanish IBEX 35 is trading up 0.75%. And I don't really know how much we can make out of it altogether, but this is going to be an interesting trading day. That's what I could say. Looking at a few other things here in the markets, if we just go forward, you just had at 8:30, and right now it's 8:35 a.m. At 8:30 a.m., we just had the weekly jobless claim report. So again, market doesn't seem to be affected by it. I'm not even sure what the number was, but nonetheless, that did come out at 8:30. So markets seem to be holding steady for the most part. You can take a look here at the futures now trading up by 9.5 points. So every dip continues to get bought up by the institutions, and that's really what we're seeing at the moment. Some big earnings last night. Facebook came out with earnings. Stock really hasn't moved. It closed at 27.43. It's at 27.89. So we're not going to make a lot out of that one. Also, Visa came out with earnings. Visa is trading higher. That closed at 166 yesterday, trading at 170.34. So that's a decent little level for a little pop for Visa. Visa's catching a pretty good little bid today. I guess it would have a little bit more upside, maybe to 175. I think that's where Visa would probably stall out on the daily chart if it could get up there. But it's only another 5 points from here, and that's a big stock. So traders should watch that one closely going forward. Looks like the Asian markets last night were really a mixed bag of tricks. You had the Nikkei 25 index down about 0.7, make it 0.75%. The Shanghai was basically flat last night. The Hang Seng was down about 0.3%. But the Nikkei is an important one. That is starting to slide a little bit. Also, the Indian market, the Bombay Sensex index, that had a good night. That was up about 1.2%. So that was a decent little pop there in India. So Indian ADRs could be on the watch today if the U.S. markets are strong. I would not rule out a little pop for the Indian ADR. So you're going to have stocks like Infosys, could be due for some kind of a bounce. Tata Motors could be due for some kind of a bounce. You could also look at the IFN, which is the India Fund. That could be due for a little bit of a move higher, although this is very, very extended on the daily chart. And I don't know if traders want to really get in front of that at the moment. But, watch the Indian ADRs today. They could be in store for a little bit of upside, at least ahead of the opening bell. Uh, right now, just looking at a few other things in this market, it looks like auto sales were released, and they came in a little bit weaker than expected. But the market really doesn't seem to care today. It really just cares about, hey, will the central banks continue to print money? And that's really the bottom line from what I could tell at the moment. Looking at gold today, gold yesterday really took it on the chin, pretty good sell-off, but today it's right back up. So if you take a look at the GLD, you'll see the GLD trading at 141.67. Gold is an indication of inflation, and right now, I think a nice little pop-up for gold. It closed at 141.11, so you're getting a nice little move. Spot gold, I believe, is up $19 to $1,464 an ounce. Light sweet crude, which is oil, that's the crude that we use here in the United States, that is up 32 cents to $91.35 a barrel. That's for June delivery. Let's take a look at the USO, which is a good proxy for trading crude, and you'll see that has caught a little bit of a bid as well, trading at $32.69. Yesterday closed at $32.39 a barrel. Looking at the US dollar, the dollar is stronger today, up 22 cents. That has caught a rally really since the Draghi announcement. So the dollar is a little bit stronger, getting a little bit of a bid. Nothing all that great. Yesterday you'll see that the dollar really sold off sharply. Here we'll look at a 60-minute chart, and you can see how the dollar really tumbled yesterday. But today it's trying to get a little bit of footing. I think the dollar still has a ton of support around the 81.40 level on the daily chart. So again, we'll see how that shakes out and plays out going forward. Looking at the spiders here today, or I should say looking at the S&P 500 E-mini futures here today, they're still holding up very, very well, now up almost 11 points. So they've almost recaptured everything that they've lost yesterday, and we'll see how these markets play out. It's going to be an interesting session. Almost every dip, the market rebounds higher the next trading day. So really right now we have to look for that. I have a few gaps out there. They'll be posted in the chat room around 9 a.m. So watch for those, anybody coming over to the chat room, and I will see all of you on the charts a little bit later. Have a great trading day, everybody.